Hey, Coach
Oh, there you
Michael
are.
Matthew here, LA Sparks Weekly. Um, you guys still have a fighting chance to try to get in here late into the playoffs. Just what's the psyche of this locker room right now after a tough road stretch there?
Yeah, the trip to Atlanta was tough. I mean, they're really, really, really good. I was impressed. You know, they've got the whole package. We needed to play darn near as good as we could to get a win there, and we didn't. So we were disappointed, but you know, we're not out of it. We gotta control what we can control, and the locker room actually is really good. These guys they're all in. So I've been impressed with their resolve and you know, their willingness to get back at it. There's not a sense of, you know, feeling sorry for ourselves or down or anything. We're ready to compete.
Hey, Coach, to piggyback off that a little bit, I know you've said all season about how, you guys are just focused on yourself, one day at a time, stuff like that. But I kind of feel like maybe it's human nature a little bit to just kind of look at standings, some of the scores, especially with what's at stake this week. Just kind of, I guess, how do you keep the focus on you, and what you can control, as you said?
Yeah, well, and that's just, you just have to continue reinforcing that message. And we're not talking about things we can't control. You know, whether Indiana wins or loses or whether Seattle, we can't control that. We just have to focus on what we're doing and see how it all shakes out. And, you know, coming into this season, the goal was to, you know, the process of getting this organization back where it belongs and making the culture what we want, win as many games as possible, and we've done those things, right? Now that we weren't shy about saying that we wanted to get to the playoffs, but I'm still proud of the whole body of work. Or do we have a ways to go before we can talk about cutting down nets? Absolutely. But, you know, I remember hearing as a young assistant, for sustainable success, you can't take the elevator. You got to take the stairs and do it the right way and build culture first and get the right people. And I think we're in process there.
Lynn, last time Paige was in this building, she had a great game.
Is that right?
What is, when you're trying to make life a little bit more difficult for a player of her talent, where do you begin?
We did not do a good job. We let her get comfortable early, and then, we didn't, to be completely candid, we didn't follow the game plan that we had. And then, she just was feeling it. And when a player gets like that, you can blame the defense, which we can work on. But also sometimes, elite talent just goes off, and she went off. So we have a game plan in place. Where do we start? I think, it's hard. She's got to see bodies. She's got to see bodies. We've got to make her think, and, make other people beat us.
Coach John W. Davis with the Southern California News Group. What's the urgency you want to see from this team for 40 minutes? Because the last two times you played this team, you only beat them by one.
Yeah, and we had a chance to blow it open, and we kind of took our foot off the gas. And that, even though KP hit that shot and it was a win, we all kind of just felt, ugh, because we didn't defend Paige well, and we kind of let them back in it. So we've talked about that, and we've watched a lot of film, and at this point, John, like it's up to the players to play with the urgency needed. And I'll do the best job I can to put them in position to be successful, both sides of the ball. But in the 42nd game, they know what they need to do.
Hey, Coach. Azure has been crucial for a lot of games, but she's having a rough patch right now, and there seems to be some frustration on her end. How are you just making sure she knows that she has the belief of you and the rest of the team, and she's confident to go out there and be a factor tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. We need her to be our best. We need her to be a factor, right? And the games that we've played well, she's played well. With Azure, I think, when she plays with a little edge almost and some bounce in her step, she's pretty dang good. So it's hard as a player when you're in a slump. It's up to you to get out of it. But when you have it's like the angel and the devil on your to not listen to the bad and focus on the good. And we try to pump her up with confidence. And I've sent her clips of, highlight films, and she just, she's a pro, but she's really hard on herself. And so she's got to kind of push through that and trust not only her talent and her work, but also trust herself mentally, that the mental toughness, like she can do it.
Hey, Coach.
Hey,
Obviously, you guys just played the other night in Atlanta. I'm kind of just curious of the logistical challenges that can present where you have to fly cross country to then play in an afternoon game less than 48 hours later.
Yeah.
Like, how does that mess your guys' internal schedule that you normally would have on a game day? I'm just curious.
yeah, I mean, we were as a staff this morning and no one knew what day it was. I mean, honestly, that's just kind of how that's how the schedule worked for us down the stretch. Seattle has one game left. We have 3. Like, it's just, we've played so many games every other day, back to backs. It is what it is. But again, like, I'm not going to find excuses there. We got to figure it out. But does it mess with your internal clock? Absolutely. Time zones, all the things. It just kind of messes with it. But we're in the groove, like you're in it. You don't really even realize, you don't even need to know what day it is. You just show up and keep grinding. Any other questions? All right. Thank you, guys. See you after.